Hi everyone, and welcome to my sort of pitch video for the elective Avanceret webdesign analyse. Since there's no official elective presentation session this time, I thought I'd record this video to give you a bit more background on what the course is about. Now, normally when I present electives, I tend to start with what it's about, how we structure this, and then a bit about why it's important, right? I thought I'd turn that around. I thought I'd do it differently and start with the why. So I'm going to assume that you're all here at the university for at least the following two reasons. One, you want to learn, right? You want to acquire knowledge and learn new skills and competences and get better at them. And two, you want a job. So ideally, these two things should be combined. And you want to learn the skills and competences required to get a job, and you want to be good at them to do a good job. Now, I think in general, this education has served you pretty well. It's taught you a lot of valuable skills and competences that you can use in your work life later on. However, I think there's one area that's underdeveloped, and that is understanding how to design and analyze and manage the media platforms that many of you will end up working with, such as websites and apps and other information products. Now, whenever I talk to alumni, the ones that were the first of their cohort to get jobs were the ones who could create value for the company. In some cases, this is in the form of practical and technical knowledge about how to manage these platforms and make them better. One common example of this is the practical and technical knowledge of how to design and maintain better websites. Now, you've learned a bit about HTML and CSS already, right, from BO in the third semester, but he didn't train you to become web programmers. You can never compete with the web programmers from ITU, DTU, and DECO anyway. Instead, you should be the ones that know why the website should be designed or redesigned in a particular way, and how it can help achieve the company's business goals and satisfy the needs of the customers. And that is what I'm going to teach you this course. So I'd like to stress that this course is not going to teach you more HTML and CSS. For one, it's really hard to lecture about, right? Because it's something you really have to practice and practice and practice to become good at. And second, it's only a really narrow slice of the entire process. What I want to give you is a broad overview, the complete picture. And that's sort of why this course is called Advanced Web Design and Analysis. So what is in this course? So in this course, we're going to try to answer two major questions. One of them is, how do we design successful websites? Which means that we have to think about, well, when is our website a success? What kind of metrics, what kind of things can we measure to figure out whether our website is doing well? And then how should we design our website to reach these goals? And the second major question we answer is, well, how can we analyze the user experience of a website then? How do we know whether our website is doing as well as it should be? Now, to do this, we're going to follow this model by Jesse James Garrett, who has this sort of framework of 5 different layers of user experience in web design. And I think this is a really useful way of structuring the entire process. So we're going to start at the bottom, the abstract level of strategy, where we're going to think about two things. We're going to think about the product objectives. What are the business goals? What is it the company that wants with this website, or maybe an app or some other kind of system? What are some of the success metrics that could be relevant for us? We're going to talk a bit about brand identity analysis and about competitive analysis. How do we analyze our competitors to figure out what it is that they are doing well and we are not, or the other way around? And we'll also look at our users. And what is it that our users need from this website? And we do that through usability testing, stakeholder analysis, and user segmentation. And then we can turn these into personas that we can help guide us in the design process. So once we've figured out what the company wants and what the users want from our product, we'll move into the scope phase of the entire process, where we think about sort of what are the scenarios, typical scenarios that people would be in, what kind of requirements are there for the content, what should be on this website. Then one level higher, we'll move to structure, where we think about what are the elements of information architecture. So how do we design the information space so that people can find their way around, similar to the way you would design a building so that people can find their way around. After that, we think about interface design and information design and navigation design. So what are the navigation options that people should have to navigate around the website? And then the final layer is the surface layer, where you look at the aesthetic and the emotional and persuasive aspects and the credibility of websites. So these are the 5 sort of layers that we'll look at. Now, how are we going to do that? We're going to do that in 5 4-hour slots typically, and each of these slots focuses on one of the 5 elements of UX. And I always try to sort of compose my courses of half lectures and half lab sessions. So the half of the time I'll be explaining concepts, give you examples, and the other half you'll be working on this sort of running web design case, doing exercises and applying the different concepts. Like I said, we have a web design case, right, where we have these mini assignments that are related to these 5 UX elements. So you're going to do sort of small assignments related to each of these phases, and you can work on these during these lab sessions. And at the end, we have a web design case competition, kind of a Shark Tank session where you all pitch your product to each other and you vote on each other's websites, and then the winner gets, of course, eternal glory and a small award as well. It's an elective, so it's active participation, which means that you need to complete all these mini assignments: strategic analysis, some usability testing, writing down content requirements, designing the information architecture, and a basic prototype. And then you have to present your final web design in a Shark Tank session. So the total workload for this corresponds sort of to the 8-page take-home exam that you would have to do if you don't pass active participation. It's a 5 CTS course. Teaching will be in English, mostly by me, and then a guest lecture by Stine Eising-Doen in Danish. And recommended reading is assorted papers and chapters and the Garrett book. If you have more information, check out the URL there. You can go to the Moodle page already, see the structure of the course. And if you have any questions, then please send me an email. Thanks for your attention.